Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sir Mozzalot. Today, I'm going to be doing like a breakdown of the fastest stat strat variation, which is Open Kitchen, and it's played differently from regular dash strat in some cases, but it's also being used for what's called closed kitchen. Like closed kitchen has also been using this, but it originated on Open Kitchen dash strat. And it's the fastest variation of dash strat. So I'm going to be doing like a breakdown guide for like newer players and explained like how to actually run this strat because it is a lot more strict and execution wise is a lot more difficult because of the timings and stuff like that. So we're gonna go off the beginning horde up and yeah, and I'll break it down from there. So pretty much so at first what you want to do is you want to have 3 boards on this window over here where your earth spawn is. And yeah, you got to make sure you have that so you can have a nice entry point without getting cut off, because sometimes they do come here early. So go in, turn on the trap, jump back in, put 2 or 3 boards on this window again so you have a nice entry point. And you go back in for your second entry, second exit. And this is where the strat will begin. You want to go ideally in this corner over here. Find it the easiest. Now for the horde up, you're just going to be going kind of corner to corner. Kind of just hug all the corners. You want to make sure you don't have any spawns in kitchen and late spawns. So ideally look at the windows from, time to time. If you think you have the whole horde, you can bring them over here. Turn it on from the opposite side of the trap, but make sure, like, you can look through this little gap here, right? And yeah, you don't want to go too early. You want to just stand like right on the pretty much the door window or the door frame of it. Another 2 or 3 wards. Jump out. And you're going to jump back in for your second entry. Now jumping out of your second entry, you're going to stand generally in this area. This is after the initial horde up. The initial horde up, you can stand over here. But I recommend standing over here for, while you're doing the strat. The main reason why is because you want to have more of the spawns in courtyard, the back window, and hole in the wall, and less at speedcola, in my opinion. So you want to stand more generally in this area, but you can get pressured by these early zombies that come in from, them dying through the trap and whatnot. Now you do your horde up again, and it's pretty much rinse repeat from here on out. You do the same sort of thing. Turn on the trap from this side, from the door frame. Put 2 or 3 boards on the window. And you jump back in. And have your second exit again. You see how there was a lot of zombies at that window? Let's see if I'm looking there. But ideally, if you're staying at speedcola while you're doing that, sometimes you'll get pressured by the zombies that are coming here, and you'll be forced to go into speedcola. And if they're still dying from the trap, then it can cause kitchen spawns or late speedcola spawns, and those are pretty bad for running dash strat. Like it'll make you adjust in kind of a sporadic way. Like, for example, even in that case, even when I was standing over there, I was still getting some like speedcola spawns. So if you, that's what I mean. Like in general, you want to delay as much as you can. It is kind of like a blind trust, though. It has like a strict timing, so that's first entry, first exit, and then you're gonna go back in. So you want to make sure like you kind of go in when the trap is off, ideally. Oh, of course, you always get these guys. To deal with these guys, it's pretty simple, but you have to make sure you have a gap between like you and the zombies here, or else you're gonna get hit a lot. And pretty much what you do is you just kind of go into them and then come out. That's how you deal with these zombies. See? And then you just go around. That's how you deal with speed colas. That's why with that strat, it's like you wanna run it like kind of in a flowing manner, never rushed. It has to be in. You have to have control over the spawns, in the sense of like you want to try to manipulate them as best you can from your side, from where you're standing. Yeah, like, and yeah, that's pretty much the breakdown of like that strat and its fastest variation. I'll talk a bit more about its more strict timings. But like the biggest thing, in my opinion, is when you're getting out of second entry or second exit, sorry, because second exit is the most scariest thing. Like doing the strat itself and the horde up, very easy, but it's always a second exit that's honestly the most dangerous part. So this is gonna be our second entry now. Yeah, like in general, like what I mean by it's like a blind trust, right? Is like you don't know how many zombies are on this side. You see this initial guy, and you're like, okay, maybe it's only that one guy, so maybe I'll go to the left. But there could be like a group of them together where there's like two or three of them, and when you're coming over here, they'll force you to go back, or which will put you in a dicey situation. But sometimes it's just like, there's like only like two or three zombies, or they're just spawning in, right? That's like the benefit of staying in that area just for like a second or two, because everything is based off the timings off the spawns, right? And I believe it's around 2 or 3 second spawn delay, so I think it's around 2 second, about a second, maybe 2 seconds. I know Jermaine used to like kind of count this stuff while he was playing 5. But yeah, this is pretty much my little breakdown on dash strat in its fastest variation. It hovers around between 24s to maybe mid 25s if played correctly. I got a 25.8, but that's because I got some zombies stuck at one of the windows, so that also has effect on SPH wise. But that's with all variations of like trap strats. To be honest, there's always like problems with fucking zombies getting stuck at windows. Seems like something almost it just kind of happens at times. I'm sure there's ways to manipulate it, but to get them out easier, or but like for their initial spawn, sometimes it's just they're just too cluttered in one area, and then just based off the animations, that's what happens. But yeah, I hope you guys like enjoy you know, this little commentary. It's my first time doing this sort of thing. But yeah, I'll just let the video play out, and you guys can enjoy if you want. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, if you like this video, fantastic. And yeah, can't wait to see your guys' feedback and shit like that. You know.